My name is Salva, Los Angeles, California. Represent, we out here in Austin, Texas. Fact TV.
For a real little nigga like me, at the club popping gallons of that extra ultraviolet automatic.
Yeah, I've been making rap beats for a long time, you know, and of course, for people that know my music, I'm really into dance music as well, but for this last project, Peacemaker, it was kind of just showing the world like that I could do legit, certified, real rap productions, and you know, work with legit vocalists, and you know, it's not really any kind of EDM crossover or anything like that. It's kind of just straight gutter, hard rap shit. Working with a lot of the OGs is really just, you know, a dream of mine, really, to work with E40 and Corrupt, and you know, I was always into West Coast hip hop, and you know, it kind of just made sense. And those dudes are all still relevant, man. They're still gully as ever and putting out radio songs, and so it was just a good opportunity to connect with them, as well as you know, some modern legends like Schoolboy Q and Young Thug and A$AP Ferg, and then some kind of up-and-comers, people that I'm working with like Paul Fisher and Shitro. What makes rap music is, you know, understanding the form, or any genre for that matter. You know, like nowadays, like, you know, it's kind of a good thing where like everything's kind of meshing into each other, and I think all artists have the freedom. Like I could drop like a big vocal house ballad tomorrow and no one would think, you know, twice about it, and then follow that up with a super hard West Coast gangster rap song, you know. So it's like there's a lot of freedom in that sense, but at the same time, like a lot of music's being made and people don't come from necessarily like a school of, either a school of thought or, you know, a certain style. So it's like, I think for me, like, you know, rap music, there's a lineage and there's an artistic form to it, and just following that. And I think, like, if anything, just kind of like reining in how many sounds you're putting into your track, and you know, you don't want it this, and you, of course, you know, there's you know, exceptions to every rule, but you know, I think, you know, modern like street rap is minimal, and it's visceral, and it's just, you know what I mean, there's not too much going on, there's not a big blow up, and there's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's kind of just like a great hook and a cutty verse and a hot beat, you know.
They say the real niggas back again. It's racing through my...
The G-Funk element on Peacemaker, that's kind of just like, you know, if you listen to all my records, even, you know, like Yellowbone EP, which is kind of like a techno tech house song, but the flip side is a talk box funk song, or Complex Housing's got a lot of West Coast talk box stuff. So it's like, I always pepper that in just because that's kind of like my crew, the dudes I work with, B Bravo, Tico, Ruckazoid, like that's what we all share together, you know. So, and I think that was like my common lineage with people like Corrupt and E40 as well, is like I also understand the records they grew up on. I also understand Gap Band and SOS Band and Zapp and Roger and stuff. So it's like, you know, not only do we have the, like, you know, early hip hop common ground, we have that too. So it's, you know, it's form again. Like that's where West Coast hip hop kind of was birthed out, a lot of that stuff, and so it's like, you know, it's like an arms race for content now. You know what I mean? Like you can't, you know, rest on one body of work. Like you literally like need to make that Kendrick record if you want that to speak. And even him, I mean, an artist of that magnitude, of Drake, like, you know, used to see people go 2-3 years on an album cycle and not drop something and really like build the hype, not tour, stay out of the press. Like that don't happen anymore, man. Like you see, you know what I mean? People are constantly, and if they're not releasing records, like they're doing another press gimmick to stay, you know what I mean, to stay relevant, or they're dropping some kind of art project, or they're dropping a movie at Cannes, or they're, you know what I mean? So it's like things have changed in that respect, and it's like you gotta remind people why you're the dopest, man. Like you gotta remind people why they should come to your shows and why they should patronize, especially if you're an artist on my level, like a mid-level artist, where, you know, you gotta fight for your fans, man. So you gotta get out there and like really put out hot shit and go perform and kill it, you know.